We are here at ACT Expo in Las Vegas for one of the most exciting vehicles of 2026. This is the Rivian R2. This is the most anticipated electric vehicle of 2026, and I finally get to get inside and touch it and experience it and see what all the hype is about. I've been looking forward to this for a long time. I've been able to see it from the outside, but today I get to hop inside, get behind the wheel, get into the back seat, tour it. I'm gonna let you come along with me. Let's get inside and check it out for the first time. Boat Family EV is going to experience the Rivian R2. All right, as we come up to the front, it's the traditional handle you're used to seeing from Rivian. Of course, it's not a Rivian without the flashlight. We pop that out and check that out for R2. You're definitely going to get one of those. Let's pop that back into place and check out the driver's position inside. New for R2, you've got the new haptic feedback wheels. These are really important and really cool. Let's check out how they feel. So here you can see that you can nudge the feedback wheels to the right, and you'll be able to switch through, in this case, your radio stations. Then you can always go to the left to go back. Going up, you can now increase your volume control. Going back down, you can lower it again. When you get all the way to the bottom, you're going to get this spring-loaded feel, which is really natural. All the way back up to the top is going to give you the same feel. Then, of course, you can press down on it to select. And as you move back and forth on the menu, it's just going to be a very natural, intuitive motion. And you don't take long to get used to that feel. On the right-hand side, you're going to see the same thing. So as we go through the scroll wheel, you can change your display. Right here, we're in our park neutral reverse. But all I have to do is flip it over. And now I can go to navigation. And now I can hit the enter. I can press down on it for like an enter function. And so this is really cool to be able to just flip around. There you saw driver assistance. Driver assistance and ADAS will be a big function of what Rivian will be introducing later this year. And this is one of the features that's going to allow drivers and owners to get real value out of what R2 is capable of. Going into the future, there is even going to be the introduction of LiDAR. That'll be one of the big decisions that buyers will have to make. Do I get R2 right now? Or do I wait for the next generation, which will introduce the capability and more advanced over-the-air updates that allow for LiDAR and ADAS capabilities that the first generation of R2 won't quite have. Going back to some of the functions here, you can see when you're adjusting the temperature, you can see I'm scrolling down on the wheel, and again, you get that bounce on the low, and then you go back up to the top of the temperature, and you get the bounce on the high. The fan speed automatically adjusts. But if I wanted to adjust the fan this way, I could also adjust the fan with the scroll wheel. And again, when you get to the bottom, it gives you that natural bounce. Now I can turn it off. So that's all really natural. Over here on the main screen, you've got a nice display. That looks really good. This is all touchscreen stuff. Let's take a look. I'm not too familiar with navigating the ecosystem of Rivian, but let's click here for navigation. This is going to show you your chargers. That's your low, your medium, and your super fast charging. This looks like it scrolls really nice. I'm not getting any kind of lag or any kind of delay on there. Let's eliminate all the slow speed chargers. We don't want that. Here you can go with just Iona. Actually, let's eliminate those. Let's just go Iona and Tesla. And so that's going to let you see just the chargers that you want to see. And there you can see them popping up on the display. Over here, you've got your radio stations. And let's scroll through here and see what else you got. This is going to be your settings, your over-the-air updates, keys, manual, driver assistance, all that kind of stuff right here. Let's look at what we got here. That's going to be your music. Over here, you got your different drive modes. You got all-purpose, sport, conserve, and snow. Over here, you're going to have your things like your trip, your compass, your tire pressure, your motor temperatures, all of the different things you're going to want to see. Of course, here you can see that you have a dual motor. There you've got your battery temperature, all this stuff, your elevation, all of the nerd data that you're going to want is all listed here for you. Of course, if it's a Rivian, you're going to have your cameras, so you can see all of that here. All this great information, all available to you at a glance on the screen. Down here on the center console, of course, you've got some storage, but what's really fun is this new MagSafe charger. This is going to be great because it'll keep your phone secure and in place. So looking forward to see some reviews on how well it charges without hopefully overheating the phone. Just looking at the details for this particular R2, this one is the all-terrain large premium edition in glacier white. It is the dual motor all-wheel drive with 20-inch sand trail all-terrain in the 135 kilowatt hour pack. So that is cool there. One of the complaints with R1 is it didn't have any glove boxes. This one has not just one, but even a second glove box over here on this side as well. So there will be 2 glove boxes for R2. As far as the seats, they are both heated and ventilated, so that's going to be awesome for both you and your passenger. Of course, you've got the awesome panoramic glass roof. Those are things that people are used to from many cars now. I appreciate in the Lightning that I've got the retractable sun screen that goes over the top. I do wish more people would do those, but that is something that this does not have. There is also no option for Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, so if that's something that you are looking for, you won't get it with R2. But what you do get, I think, is plenty of awesome software, and I don't think you're going to miss it with this vehicle. The space up here is super comfortable. There's a button right here on the side. Press it, and the door opens right up. Super easy to get in and out of the R2. The opening of the door is super wide, and it's not a problem jumping in and out of it. The back seat, of course, is where this Rivian R2 really shines. You can see the incredible amount of space and room you have back here, even for a guy my size. There is going to be heated seats on both of these. If you look right down here, you can see there are 3 levels of heat controls right here. You've also got USB controls back here, and over here you've got your touch lighting. This is going to be a joy for a road trip to ride back here, even with somebody that's over 6 feet tall in the front. I've got absolutely plenty of room back here on leg space and head space. These seats are super comfortable. Getting in and out is easy. There's just a button right on the side. Press the button. The door opening is wide. Getting in and out is super easy. One of the features everybody's excited about, especially if you have pets or kids you treat like pets, is the rear glass that can come down. So right on the back, you just press this button and the rear glass will drop down, and this is going to allow you to hang out in the back. So as it comes down, it opens up this space, and this is going to be perfect for days at the beach, going over to a movie. This is exactly the feature that people are asking for. And then with this, they've taken and integrated the rear wiper right down here in the bottom. So this is a great design. And then this will allow water to drain down through and all the way down to here. So this is one of those little touches that the engineers have thought through really well. And I'm excited about this. This is one of the features that I think is really well thought out. I love this. Now let's talk about the critical features to Bow Family EV, the ones that I am always talking about that manufacturers get wrong time and time again. And there are 3 for me that I think are vital. First of all, charge port location. They did it right. This is the spot. This is where all of the charge port doors should be. And of course, it's NACS. So thank you, Rivian, for doing it the right way. I've been in the Ioniq 5 where they switched it over to NACS and they put it on the passenger side. I have no idea what they were thinking there. So Rivian got it right, not only with NACS, but putting it at the right location. The next thing they got right, we're back here in the rear of the R2, and this is something that you know I'm very picky about. If you've got an EV and you're not putting exportable power, what are you doing? So if you look back here, we flip around, look what you have here, not just the 12-volt cigarette style adapter, but right next to it, the 120-volt household outlet. This is what should be in every EV. And of course, underneath here, you've got your sub trunk. Again, this is what we're used to seeing. And there is even room for a spare tire if you want one. Plenty of space. And then when we fold down these seats with a press of a button right there and right here, look at the amount of space that opens up. That is plenty of room for a Costco run. That is what every family is going to be buying the R2 for. Not just the space in the back seat, but the space that opens up when you're going to Home Depot, when you're getting your Christmas tree, when you're going to Costco. This is what this is for. Popping the seats back up again is as easy as flipping them right back up. No problem at all. The last and final and most important thing to me, as you know, is the Frunk. With my Lightning, I use the Frunk all the time. And if you have an EV and you don't have a Frunk, do you really have an EV? No, you don't. So if you press this button right here, the Frunk opens up. And this is where I've got my bag. And this is where you can put some critical things that people don't even know you have. If you're in an area like San Francisco, where I go a lot, you want things to be tucked away, hidden inside, so that you can grab it and be on your way and nobody knows. So this, to me, shows that R2 is going to be exactly the type of vehicle for me and my family. I'm excited to have my wife test drive it. This is going to definitely be part of our 2027 plans. I think it's going to be one of the top selling vehicles, and everybody should have this on their list of things to check out. When you take the hood and you press it down, it's got the soft close, and you're all set. So what do you think, guys? Did Rivian get it right with the R2? Is this something on your list? Do you have a reservation? I want to hear from you in the comments. Thanks for joining me here at ACT Expo. If you like this type of video, check out some of my others. That's how small channels like mine get seen and let other EV enthusiasts know that it's content worth looking at. We'll see you on the next one.